And today we'll just start with a little bit of self-massage on an area that we're gonna work a lot. So down to the calves, okay? Come into a little beach seat like you're at Coachella or Hinterland. And I'd just like you to take your right calf right on top of your right knee. And let's just start to massage back and forth. Okay, there's no right or wrong. You can move your bottom knee, you can move your top leg. And I'd like you to go fish for a place that feels pretty darn good to massage. Closer up by the knee, there's a lot of points that feel good for me. So let's just find one spot that feels pretty fantastic. Let your leg go limp and just settle into the breath for a few moments. Sensing anything that's here. Perhaps you've stumbled upon something you didn't know existed in the tissues. And letting the body just kind of breathe itself as you relax behind the breath. For the last couple of moments here, just find a gentle massage up and down the leg with an even pressure, or it could be side to side. We'll just start to mix around some of the ground substance in the tissue, start to awaken it. Good. And then just hang your head between your knees for a moment and feel the differences from side to side. If there are any differences to be had. And believe me, about halfway through this class, you're going to be super excited that you gave your calves some love because they will work extra hard today, almost like bar class. Okay, let's go back to Coachella. Sit on back, other calf on other knee. And we'll just start to mix it around a little bit. There is another point down a little bit closer here to the tendon that can be nice. So don't forget to really go back, forward, side, side. So many layers of tissue there. And then when you find one spot that feels pretty darn necessary, breathe. Allowing the full exhale. And for the last few moments here of this hold on this side, we'll just start to stroke some even pressure around the calf, our workhorse muscles for the day. And then just come back into your introspection here, head hung heavy, noticing what's there. Let's come into child's pose now. A great place to start. And let's play with that breath. Let it slide all the way in, almost like it can circle down into each little crevice between each little toe, and all the way back out, sliding out just as easily. Coming back to this familiar place. The process of yoga is one of simply remembering who you truly are, what truly matters to you, what's really important. All of the life experiences and roles that we play, hundreds of roles we play throughout our lifetime, the wins, the losses, the drama. It takes us further and further away from the simplicity and pureness that's within. And so simply to remember today, as you turn your palms to the ceiling, what would you like to remember? What is important that you will hold at center? Breathe it in and exhale it all the way back out. On your next inhale, don't move your knees or your hands, but rock up toward a back bend. I'll demo it with you. Heart slides forward, drop your belly, and lift your feet. On your exhale, just come back toward child's pose. Very slowly now. Inhales up toward a back bend. Drop the belly, look up. And exhale back through child's pose. Twice more, just like that. Invigorate the breath. Energize the body. Begin to awaken and relax simultaneously. One more, each direction. Breathe in table pose, please. Tuck your toes under. As you exhale, come into cat, really dramatically, almost like a snail shape through the outside of the body. Breathe in cow pose. Look up and stretch your belly. Awesome. Take a few more rounds just like this. Really sensing the space between each bony notch. Sensing what's here today. It might feel new in some sense. This collection of cells has never been on your yoga mat. And then taking a few breaths in high plank. You've been here if you've done yoga once before, right? You've got this. And remembering what those past teachers have told you about the alignment, the sturdiness, but also, even though we have this kind of hard exterior, we're almost like a stale jelly donut, right? The outside is kind of crispy, but the inside is very, very fluid, very soft. That begins with the breath. Don't be afraid to be heard. So while you breathe there for a moment, I'll let you know that one of the three people who has claimed to coin the term power yoga is one of my favorites, Brian Cast. And he says he named it power yoga not because of the intense physicality, which we have right now, but because of its reminder of your innate power. So I want you to access that here today. Remember your power. Breathe in. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Set up for low cobra, just one breath to come up, and then stay for a couple of breaths and make sure that that belly loosens on every in-breath and becomes just a little bit more rigid on every out. Breathe in. Breath out, lower back down. Breathe in, plank or table. Exhale, down dog. Step your right leg through to low lunge. Lower your back knee. Breathe in, heart forward, look up, crescent moon with hands on the ground. Exhale, half splits. We'll just kind of teeter totter back and forth here. Again, inhale, rock forward, push. Exhale, pull back into half split. Does anyone feel this? I love this one. Breathe in, arc forward. And exhale, one more time back in space. Breathe in, high plank. I'll come with you for this round just to demonstrate. As we exhale, we'll lower all the way to the ground. And then breathe in, full cobra pose. Arm bones are long. Exhale, release. Breathe in, plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left leg through for low lunge. Back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon. And exhale, a half split. Good. Two more times at your own pace here, kind of like a rocking horse. Exhale into your half split. Breathe in, full plank pose. Exhale, lower carefully to your navel, to your heart. Breathe in, take full cobra pose. Exhale, diminish down back into the mat. Breathe in, plank or table. Exhale, downward dog, and we'll stay because down dog's amazing. Allow your head to hang very, very heavy. It's important that we remember how to relax. I'll tell this brief story, but I have a dear student who tried to come to class on Wednesday. And instead of bringing her yoga mat into the studio, she almost opened the door with her vacuum cleaner in her hand. She was so distracted. She was so stressed out about her family coming into town that she legit grabbed a vacuum instead of her mat. And so we need to remind ourselves how to do these things over and over again, right? It's not just something that stays, it's a practice. And so if you are a little bit stressed, that's okay. We'll just remember how to relax. Breathe in, take your right leg high. Exhale, bend, twist, and open just for one breath. Let it feel really nice. Breathe in, three-legged dog, and exhale, low lunge. Pause. Elevate your chest now, and I'd like your fingers just to be there for emotional support instead of actual sturdy support. Back knee is up. Take your breath out and breathe in full crescent pose. Let's breathe here. Raise your hand if you think this is a balance pose. Totally is. Close your eyes. You don't think it's a balance pose? No, it's a balance posture. Close your eyes at home if you can't break anything next to you, okay? Breathe in, and on your exhale, just take a twist that feels good. I don't really care what the twist is, but it'll be to the right. So it could be in prayer like Mo. It could be anything, right? Sense into the body. And we're not statues. We know this. These are postures that we're having a conversation with that are fluid on the inside and totally customizable. Take your exhale. Breathe in warrior two. Let's pause in warrior two just to feel kind of like a badass because you are. So these guys are too young. They're all in college. But I remember in the 80s, my friends had these toys. They were called Stretch Armstrong, and it was like a man, and you could pull his arms in two separate directions. And that's what I want you to feel like in this posture, like your wingspan is crazy big. Breathe in. Breath out, extended side angle. As you breathe, just kind of trusting the fact that you've got yourself here. You can settle down and back a little bit. And let that top shoulder of yours shrug down into its socket. We're not working things that don't need to be worked, right? Some of these things can actually be quite rested and relaxed in these postures. Take your breath out. Breathe in, star. And exhale, Skandasana to the back of your mat. So we'll go ahead and bend into our left knee. And plenty of you will be up here instead of all the way down. Down feels good to me, but some of us have stronger structures and that's not a win for some people. So get your balance. Take your left hand to your mat or your inner thigh. And on your inhale, just open your right wing up and look up past your shoulder here. Nice big old twist as you push into the inside of your left thigh. I want you to feel some expansion there. Perfect. Breathe in. Breath out, low lunge at the top of your mat. Come all the way up toward me. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can keep that back foot lifted if you want just a little bit more. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe in. Elevate your left leg, please. Exhale, low lunge. And we'll pause to make sure that we've got no real weight in our fingertips, but really just that emotional, mental support of them grazing this ground beneath you. Back leg is nice and strong, and I love how everyone's gaze is just in one place, very focused. Let's exhale as a group. Breathe in for crescent pose. And again, if you disagree with me, close your eyes, have some fun. Hmm. I told them all. They've never been on our YouTube before. I said, "You're gonna fall at least once. This is an exciting flow that we've got for you. So check ego at door. Breathe in and exhale. Just take your twist, nice and slowly. Find a gaze that suits you. And remembering your power can be so many different things. Remembering your power could be the power not to listen to me and to inform yourself. It could be the power to hold something that's a little bit uncomfortable or testing of your patience. So the way that you cultivate and elicit that power is all up to you. It could be physical, man. Sometimes we just need that physical output. Breathe out. Breathe in, warrior two. Settle in. I have a teacher, one of my favorites, Leah Longcar. And she says, you must do one thing each day that's completely ridiculous to make sure that you're not completely subscribed to the matrix, right? You haven't been so brainwashed by life that you forget that this is a vehicle for your learning, for your attunement, and that there's so many other courses of thought. Breathe in and breathe out, extended side angle. And so we'll do a couple ridiculous things today. A couple, and I want you to remember that that's why. Just to make sure that you haven't completely gotten sucked into your adulthood. Let's all open our front knee just a little bit, even if it's undiscernible. And you'll just push down a little bit further into your back thigh. Feel that elongation of those front thigh muscles. Breathe out. Breath in, star. And exhale, Skandasana, back of your space. Let's settle in here and see what it's got for us today. If you feel at all uncomfortable in this, perhaps when we come to some other squats in the future, you do a horse legs instead of full yogic squat. We want those joints to be really nice and healthy. I always say I know plenty of orthopods and they're doing just fine. They don't need your money, okay? They don't. They're great people, but they don't need any more of your money. Ground down through your right hand. And just come on up with the left. Just take a little twist here. Yeah. And this right hand really just enables you to deepen into that posture. Pull back a couple of those layers. Breathe in, breath out, top of mat, low lunge. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. Breathe in together, open your heart. Great form. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a second to remember our intention before we flow so that we can really cultivate the benevolent qualities we seek. They're already within. We just have to remember that they're there. Breathe in, right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, please. Breathe in, crescent pose. Look up in between open hands. Exhale, twist to your right. Breathe in, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Breath in, star pose. Exhale, Skandasana, gently sink in. Breathe in, twist up and open to the right. Look up at your thumb. Exhale, low lunge, staple navel in toward inner workings. Breathe in, three-legged dog. And exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Breathe in, upward dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward dog, our home base. Breathe in, left leg up, back. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, rise to crescent. Exhale, take your twist. Breathe in, warrior. Exhale, side angle. Breathe in, star. And exhale, Skandasana, back of space. Breathe in, open and twist toward the left. Exhale, lunge, fingertips now engaged. Breath in, three-legged dog. Let it stretch open the other hamstring. Exhale, chaturanga for heat. Tapas, preparation of the body to open further. Inhale together. Exhale, downward dog. Listen for some changes now. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, lunge. Breathe in, crescent pose. Yep. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in, releve to the ball of your front foot. So we're here. Yeah. Aren't you glad you massaged your calves? Ball of front foot is lifted. Everything is on fuego. I didn't take Spanish. Does that mean fire? Does that mean? Okay, good. Awesome. See, I took French. Okay. Take a breath in and exhale, just airplane wings. Breathe in, single leg mountain on your tiptoe. And we'll breathe here. Did I just hear an oh geez? Yeah. Okay. So you can't see my foot in the video. That's problematic, but I need to keep my space from everybody to keep them healthy. So you can look at them up on your tiptoes. Good. Kind of up on the tiptoes. And the great thing is, if you fall, awesome. You know how to get back in. Breathe in. Exhale, full airplane on your tiptoes. Let's just play. Great. Yes, yes, yes. And if it helps to get into regular airplane first, and then to try and kind of elevate your front heel, that can be a nice way to learn the posture. The turbulence is everywhere. Awesome. Breathe in, breath out, forward fold. Breathe in, chair pose, please. And as we breathe, remember that you came voluntarily to this video or this class. Breathe in, breath out, prayer twist to your right. And we'll pause here. Cool. Especially, I don't know about men, but as a woman, you grow up always thinking that you need to be holding your belly in. Let's not do that today. Let's just let it open with our breath. Let's really be uninhibited through this core area. Breathe in. Exhale deeper into the twist. Breath in, mountain pose. Here we go. And exhale, tiptoe pose. Breathe. Okay, you ready for an adventure? Remember, we got to do one thing every day to make sure we're not completely entrenched in the matrix. So I'm going just to do a little Russian dance here. Just a little side to side. If this is too much, you can put your hands on the ground or blocks. You could also just not care if you're perfect. We're just exchanging pistol squats. That's it. And you could make this your variation. You could kick out to the side or just march in place. Let's do one more each side. I like that people are still breathing. Exhale. Breathe in, mountain pose. Exhale, take a bind behind your back. Breathe in, bound, standing split. Left leg comes up. And exhale, bound pyramid pose. We are here. Continue your breath. You guys have such good form. I love it. I've got nothing to talk about. Nothing. One thing I have seen this week in some students' bodies is that in pyramid, they're taking their feet in one line. I feel much more set up for success when my legs are on opposite sides of the mat. Left leg in one position, right leg on the other side of the mat. It's just a little bit more stable and my hips feel in healthier alignment. Breathe in. Breath out, release your bind to the earth. So hands are on the ground. On your breath in, releve to the ball of your right foot. And then as you exhale, let's just do some handstand practice here. You could go all the way up. We did this last week. Or you could just stay here in these little tiny hops to get just a little bit of that respiration going that we need when it's a cooler temperature in the house, at least for our power yoga practice, not in every yoga practice. Spine is stable. Let's give it 3 more quality tries. There we go. And then come back into forward fold when you're done and let everything settle. You've got it. Shake out your head. Very nice. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plank lower down halfway. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Seal in that whole side. You did a great job. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, take your left leg up. Exhale, bring it through to low lunge. Breathe in, full crescent pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Let them firm in. Breathe in, come to the ball of your left foot. Good luck to you and yours. A wall can come in so handy, or if you've got like a couch next to you or something, make sure that you've got a little bit of support, that you're not going to knock over like an expensive china cabinet. Who needs bar class when we've got this, right? Breathe in with me. Breath out, airplane wings. Breathe in, single leg mountain on the ball of your left foot. Continue your breath. Do you all remember when you were a child? It wasn't that long ago, okay? You didn't care what you looked like. You didn't care if you fell. You didn't care if something didn't work out. What you cared about was enjoying yourself. Where is that glimmer of enjoyment? Breathe in. Breathe out, airplane pose, option to stay on the ball of your foot. Just the remembrance of the breath as that sturdy grounding quality that you need during this series. Awesome. Breathe in. Breath out, forward fold. Breathe in, chair pose. Exhale, prayer twist to the second side. Continue your breath. Open wings are like my jam here. So if you feel stifled or stuck, you might open the arm bones and just glide to catch a part of the forearm instead of the upper arm. Breathe out. Breathe in, mountain. Big old stretch. Exhale, tiptoe pose down on the ground. Here we go. Okay, let's do something a little bit different here. From here, we'll just come into Malasana, little tiptoe squat. And option to stay here, or for a little bit deeper into the hips, you could walk yourself forward. Does anyone feel anything? No, we don't? Walk your hands out further. You guys can talk. I get bored hearing myself talk. I talk all the time. Yeah, thank you. Feel it now, she says. Okay, let's walk ourselves back up. Take your hands to your thighs. Awesome. Close them up like a book. Exhale. Breathe in, mountain pose. And as you exhale, I'd like you to interlace your hands behind your back with the other pinky on top. So it feels like you're holding a stranger's hand. It's unfamiliar. Inhale to puff up into standing split. So your other leg will lift this time. Right leg up and back with a bind. Exhale, pyramid. And we'll be here for just a bit. I think it's important. I don't know what y'all do on your devices. I don't know if it's TikTok or if you've got Zoom meetings or what you do. But especially during the winter and with our technology use, These heart space muscles are shortened, but they remodel over time, right? Muscle remodels very quickly. Connective tissue, even though not as quickly, still does remodel over a period of time. So we just have to practice this openness to become it, to remain it, to remember it. Breathe in, breath out, hands to the earth. Breathe in, standing split. Come to the ball of your front foot. And exhale, let's just practice handstand on this side. And if you have a wall at home, which I hope you have many walls in your home, please use a wall behind you and keep a really sturdy spine. So I don't want to see any cow-like back. I'd rather have a cat-like tuck through the pelvis and that sturdiness through midline. Good use of the mirror. I like it. Looking for your form. This should be hard work. This is hard work. Very nice. Standing split. Take your inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Notice how you feel before your last chaturanga, how that heat has changed any of that inner landscape. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breath out, last chaturanga of practice. Breathe in, open wide. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in, plank. Exhale, half pigeon on whatever side feels good. Allowing the heaviest of your leg bones and even the lightest of your foot bones to just kind of turn off. And allowing the torso to do the same. As you snuggle in, I'll read a little passage from David Life, who says, "Enlightenment is the remembered identity of the original self. It is not something we acquire. It's that blessed moment when original nature is remembered. Our enlightened self is always present, but most often forgotten, giving rise to confusion in life. Compounding the confusion, we misidentify with the obvious, the body. We mistake ourselves for the body rather than our original nature, like a child who mistakes itself for their Halloween costume, or the actor that becomes the character. If you're looking for enlightenment or even consistency, a body is an essential tool, but not the object of the search." Let's come up to our palms. On your next inhale, extend the right leg up and back, or the left leg if you took the left leg up and back. As you exhale, bend, twist, open, flip your dog, take a little rock star action, do something that makes you feel amazing. Take a smile because no one can see you, and if they can, it'll make them happy too. Breathe in, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, full plank pose. Exhale, half pigeon on your second side. Perhaps enjoying a little bit of a messy pigeon. I've been so obsessed with alignment for years in my yoga practice. I didn't even realize how much more enjoyable this pigeon was for me if I rolled to one side a little bit and let my back leg relax into a tiny microbend in the knee. And allow yourself to again remember how to relax, how to choose this moment over anything else. Perhaps one of the best things that our yoga practice reminds us of is our humanity, our connection and really the way that we're entrenched in the fabric of existence. How often we forget that namaste means that I honor that spark that's within you. And sometimes we forget that that spark is the same. It's one of the most important remembrances that we have in this practice, the compassion, the loving kindness, knowing that people very different from you are, in fact, very similar to you. Letting that soften the heart space. Seeing if just that simple remembrance can't change the way that you feel, change the way that you interact with the world. Let's slowly come back up and out. And you remember how you got out and how good it felt on the other side. So I'll just let you remember that and take yourself through. Allow time for blood and life to cascade into that second limb. Perfect. And then come down onto your seat and around onto your bootay. We don't need the phone anymore. We've read our passage. Cool. Let's take boat. Whatever form feels good here. Okay, but this is your core and this is an express class. So remember that you get what you put into it. Steam engine the breath. Imagine yourself growing up and out of your hips so that the very top of the head almost feels like a balloon that's about to float away if you didn't have it tethered by the neck. Awesome. Breathe in. Breathe out, low boat. Continue your breath. Cultivate the shake as you wrinkle your rib line and hover yourself down close to the mat. You've got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. You're almost there. You can't be too relaxed when you get to your back, right? We got to do something. Breathe in. Exhale, lower halfway down. Yep, like you're almost there because you are almost there. You're almost there. It should be super hard. Breathe in. Breath out, lay all the way back down. Very nice. Let's take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, knees out. And then we'll just take our right arm up and behind the nape of the neck. And our left arm will shimmy down to the low back or perhaps up the spine a little bit more. And then allow those limbs up top to completely relax, even if that means that your hands aren't that close together any longer. Just letting yourself wind down into the safe space. Have you ever had such a strong emotion for such a long period of time that you started to think that that was part of who you actually were? Have you ever told yourself the same story about who you were or who you are or what you've gone through that you believed that you were actually that story, that that's who you are? Have you ever told yourself how the world is so many times that you actually believe that you're right about exactly how the world is? Let's go ahead and switch out our arms very gently. Perhaps even taking a pause in the middle to see how you feel. And then left arm will just gently tickle the nape of your neck or perhaps the top of your rib cage. And then the other hand will come back behind low back, kind of lazy cow face pose arm. Why I bring up these stories, these emotions, these viewpoints is because When we start to over identify with something, we're attached to it, right? We're not allowing ourselves to be fluid or open any longer. And we're falsely identifying with fluctuations of the mind. Who you are, the brilliance that is you, is so much deeper than all of that. The world is so much more complex than anything we could think of it. And there's beauty to that. And so feel very taken care of here and now, knowing that you are part of something unfathomable, that you are surrounded by people who care about you, even if we're not in the same room. Open yourself to that loving kindness. And in these last moments here, remember again that important intention that set the tone for your practice. Let's come into Shavasana now. Anything that feels good. Doesn't have to be the same shape you always make, it can be different. And when you get there, let's just trace in a full breath that easily slides up to the very crescendo. And then side all the way back out, releasing thought, memory, expectation, and enjoying this surrender. Take a swallow. Take a smile. No one's watching, and we need to remember how to be happy and joyful. Take an inhale and just stretch the body long, reinvigorating. As we exhale, we'll just bring our hands to our heart space and consciously name anything from our practice that needs to come out with us into the rest of our day. Thank you so much for entrusting us with your yoga practice today. The light, the love, and the badass in me really, really, really enjoys the light, the love, and the badass in you. Namaste. Great. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you three for being on break and being able to enjoy this with us. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, get a hold of me. This is your practice. This is for you. So I hope I see you next time.